Hello everyone, welcome to Wicked West Books. My name is Meg West, and today we're doing 2024 resolutions. A couple disclaimers. My resolution is to try to do all these things. There is no punishment if I don't meet any of the things on this list. These are just things specific to this channel that I want to try to do for the next year. This is a promise to try. Just a promise to try. Cat. The second kind of disclaimer is that you don't have to make resolutions on New Year's. You can start them whenever you want. This one is me starting it whenever I want. It just so happens to be very close to typical resolution setting time. So let's go through the list of things that I intend to do better for this channel and bookish related things for the next year. And let's see in a year if I held myself to this list. The first thing on the list is of course a reading goal. My reading goal is 80 books. I gotta be honest with you, I don't care about the reading goal. The reading goal, not super important to me. I will read as many or as few books as I want to. It just so happens that I average around 80 books, so this is not me stretching for a bigger goal. It's not me taking it easy. It simply exists because Goodreads asks you for one. That's the entire reason for this goal. 80 books for the year. The real hard part when it comes to this goal is that I want to document every book that I do read on my Goodreads and Storygraph, which I have to make a link for down below. I had it set up to just be a for me thing. I might keep it as a for me thing, but I will update Goodreads every time I finish a book this year. That's the real part of the reading goal. I also want to read more critically this year. What does this mean specifically? There are 6 books in the series. I've read the initial trilogy, loved it to pieces. I think it's like something called like the Behind the Mask of Clar or something. It's one of the newer books in the series. I also read that once years ago, whereas these I've read multiple times a piece. I will be buying new copies of this, I will be annotating it, and I will be genuinely being very critical of this book series. I'm going to start with the 3 books that I know very well, and then do the 3 books that I have read once or not at all. And I'm going to really just kind of study Garth Nix's Old Kingdom series across the new year. And yes, I will be making videos on reading it critically and the things that I feel the need to annotate, and I will make a video that's more deep divey into what I plan to do with those. But I want to look at this from the perspective of I tried to write a nano novel this year and I hated my writing style, and I get that nano is a first draft. I still hated it. I love the story. It's the same story I tried to write last year for Nano. I love the story and can think of a second and even a third book in the series, and I would love to go through the entire writing journey of getting this written and edited and maybe even queried, but my writing right now is not good. So I'm hoping, because I love that series so much, and it's one that I would kind of like to emulate as far as writing style goes, that if I read that a bit more clinically, I'll be able to implement that a little bit more in my own personal writing, which is not on my goal list. The writing part is not on the goal list. But learning to be a better writer by being a better reader, that is on my goal list for this year. Part of that is to actually write book reviews. In addition to keeping track of the books I've read on Goodreads and Storygraph. Not for all of them, because I know me and that's a goal I would fail like immediately. I want to write more book reviews. Actual book reviews that aren't just, yeah, I liked the book, maybe I didn't like the ending, or just writing style wasn't for me, which is typically what I do on my Goodreads. There's not a whole lot of information about the actual book or my reading process through it. That makes it into the Goodreads reviews that I have done. So I'd like to actually do some book reviews every month. this next year. Another one of the reading goals that I want to do this next year has to do with MJ from Reading This Life. She has a challenge going on this next year that is the 24 and 24. I will link her video down below. She is very, very passionate about the banned books situation that's all going on, especially in the US, and how ridiculous it is to be banning books for some of the reasons that these books are being banned. And she has set forth a challenge to read 24 banned books during the year. I am very much a mood reader, and I don't know that I can do 24, but I can definitely make an attempt to go out of my way and read some books that are on this list. That part is easy. Will I make it to 24? I don't know. Will I make it to 1? Absolutely. Can I make it to more than that? Probably. So we're gonna make an actual attempt to read some banned books this year. That's part of my goal. Another part of the reading part of my goals is my Kindle. I got a brand new Kindle for my birthday back in August, and I have read this many books on it. It's not a lot. It's something that I genuinely think I can get way more use out of, particularly right before I go to bed or right before I wake up, which is usually when I read Am I the Assholes on Reddit. I'm going to have to give up one of those reading sessions of Reddit, minimum, a day, and read from my Kindle in bed instead. It's a very thoughtful gift that I asked for, and I should be using it better. So I will be reading, most of what's on my Kindle is smut, so I will be reading some smut before or after bed every day of this new year. Maybe both, but at least once. And I also want to do at least one 24-hour readathon sometime this year. I always see them, I always say next time I will join them, and then I never do. So I don't know if there are any like official 24-hour readathons that are going on this year and that I might join that, or if I'll have to make my own. But I want to, maybe with my best friend, actually go from midnight to midnight and just read the entire time. I want to do one of those. It seems like fun, and I always find some reason not to do it. So this time, it will be done. I'm not sure when, but at some point I will do a 24-hour readathon. Which brings me to more video-related goals. I will post one video a week, unless I am sick, or there is a holiday during that week that takes up some of my time. So you get this one, but Christmas is next week, so you might not get a video next week. And I'm just going to have to be okay with only taking 1 week off. Because normally what happens with me is that my ADD says, oh, just the once, it'll be fine. And then it gets to the next time I'm supposed to post a video, and my ADD says, you didn't maintain the schedule, so I'm not going to remind you that the schedule exists until it's the due date. And even if I do like the worst editing for these videos, I can't do it last second. It doesn't work. Hi. Hello. Hello.
Come say hello. You want to get close? There you are. There's your face. I love that face. It's a good face.
Happy boy. So anyway, back to the resolutions. Yes, I will post 1 video a week. I am allowed to take off if I'm busy because of a holiday or because I am sick. But only once, not like twice in a row. And in connection to one of my reading goals, I want to do more book reviews on this channel. More like talk about an actual book kind of review. Individual books. What I liked and what I didn't like about them, and kind of be more in depth about those reviews with you who are watching. In a very similar vein to that, my husband and I have been doing buddy reads for a few years, where every odd month he picks a book and every even month I pick a book and we read it at some point during that month. I've done it once, maybe twice, but I think only just once on my channel, where I set my husband down with me and we had a conversation about the book that we buddy read. I want to do that every month this year. I would like to have a discussion with him about the book that we read together in front of the camera for content. I'm considering posting it as an extra video every month outside of the weekly one that I want to do, just for the sake of content. Yes. I'm unsure about if I'll be able to stick to that goal at all, so it's not part of the resolution. The resolution is just to make that video, but if I can get away with it, then I will make it an extra video every month. On that note, January is my husband's choice for book, and his choice is The Daemon's Curse by Dan Abbott and Mike Lee. It is book 1 in the Darkblade series from Warhammer. I've never read any Warhammer. I don't know anything about it, but my husband says that the Dark Elves are more evil than the Dungeons & Dragons Dark Elves. So, we'll see how that goes. I know nothing about it. It's got a 3.9 stars on Goodreads for the moment. Not a lot of reviewers, but I will be reading it during January, and at the end of January / beginning of February, I will be sitting down in front of a camera to talk about it with my husband, and then I will post that conversation to you guys. Feel free on those to participate in the comments if you want to. I will always finish my buddy read videos with what the next book for that month will be, which my husband will appreciate because I sometimes don't pick a book until halfway through the month, and he would much rather read it at the beginning than at the end of the month. I already do know what my first book choice for the buddy reads is going to be, but I'll tell you that later. And my last kind of related to this channel goal for the year is just to be more active on my Instagram. I like taking pictures of books. I just got a brand new phone with an even better camera than the one that I had, so I need to use it and actually post some content to my Instagram. I make no promises to be regular on that, just more active in general. So that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. He looks so grumpy. He does not like being caught, especially since all he wants to do is play. I will maybe be posting a video next Wednesday, but at the very least the Wednesday after that. I hope you have a wicked day.